Ordinator Perks of Skyrim by EnaiSiaion is my all-time favorite mod for the Elder Scrolls. I have had Ordinator in my Skyrim lore order for years, and I still have not explored every perk tree offered by it. Many perks not only boost stats but also introduce gameplay features with new mechanics and playstyles. In my opinion, no other perk overhaul comes close to offering so many gameplay features. In this video series, we will explore every tree and most perks of this incredible mod. Kudos to Enai for offering an update last year, almost 10 years after its release. That kind of support and the drive to keep improving a great mod is just fantastic. In this video, we will go on a deep dive into the destruction skill tree. Vanilla destruction was all about flinging basic fire, frost and shock. Ordinator transforms it into a spectacular elemental arsenal full of crowd control, chaining effects, battlefield manipulation, and devastating power spikes. Whether you specialize in one element or master all three, this tree lets you become a walking natural disaster. And that sounds scary. Let's get started.
Really? Do you like arm wrestling by any chance?
Yes, I love arm wrestling. I have never lost a match.
Maybe you like to arm wrestle me?
Are you sure? I would not want to embarrass you in front of our friend over there.
Actually, I'm quite good at arm wrestling. I used to beat my brothers all the time. So, how about it?
Actually, my arm is playing up a bit today. An old battle injury, you know. I am not at my best. Maybe later?
Well, I'm ready when you are.
Oh, these two legends are always entertaining, aren't they? Say hello to Herd Halfhand, my pure destruction glass cannon mage. He will work on his destruction skill now. The first perk is fairly straightforward. You have to take these two perks as the power of your destruction spells will increase with every level you gain. Essentially, the spell power scales with your character's destruction skill. This was not the case in vanilla. And then we have destruction dual casting. The dual casting perk is just like vanilla, so let's move on. Next, we have 4 perks that offer simple stat boosts. Combustion. Fire spells and effects cast on others are up to 20%, 30% more powerful based on the target's missing health percentage. Merciless Cold. Frost spells and effects cast on others are up to 20%/30% more powerful based on the target's missing stamina percentage. Ionized Path. Shock spells and effects cast on others are up to 20%/30% more effective based on the target's missing magicka percentage. So your spells get better based on the enemy's attributes. Fire spells get more powerful based on the target's missing health. Shock spells get more powerful based on the target's missing magicka, and ice spells get more powerful based on the target's missing stamina. Very interesting. It's like your elemental spells have a mind of their own, you know? They sense weakness and boost themselves. Amazing. Next, we have Raw Power. 3 perks. Destruction spells that do not deal fire, frost and shock damage are 10%, 20%, 30% more powerful. Okay, so the only non-elemental spell in vanilla Skyrim is the Vampiric Drain spell, which absorbs health of enemies. The Creation Club adds a bunch of new absorb spells. If you have the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, you have more options. It is really sad how Bethesda nerfed Skyrim's destruction magic. All the amazing non-elemental Morrowind magic effects are gone. And that will be a topic for another video. Now, these perks are where your character will begin to specialize. You can take perks in any of these branches. Ideally, your character should specialize in one elemental path or opt for the non-elemental path. That is what I would do. If my character is focusing on frost magic, I won't take perks in the fire and the shock branch. If my character has an affinity towards lightning, I would ignore perks in the fire and the ice branch. If my character has an affinity with absorb spells, then I will ignore perks in all of these 3 branches. Also, it is important to understand that frost spells control enemies' movement and keep their stamina and attack speed low, so these are effective against melee opponents. Fire spells deals consistent increasing damage, and shock deals a burst at first and then consistent damage, and is good at shutting down enemy spellcasters with Magicka Drain. So you can decide what's important to your character and specialize accordingly. I would highly recommend role-playing specialized characters. I guarantee you, every playthrough will feel unique and you will love your characters more when you actually role-play them. Character specialization is a beautiful thing. Next we have 30, Force of Nature. Elemental spells and effects cost 30% less magicka to cast in favorable weather. Fire spells in sunlight, frost spells in snowfall, shock spells in the rain. I would have also liked it if fire spells were less effective in rain, shock spells were less effective in snowy weather, and frost spells were less effective in clear weather. That would have enhanced this perk in my opinion. But let's take a look. Alright, it's a nice and sunny day, and as we can see, our shock spell consumes 4 magicka per second. It's raining now, and our shock spells are more effective, 3 magicka per second. Awesome. The perk works beautifully. Next we have 2 perks. Frostfall. Frost spells reduce attack damage of their targets by 24% for 5 seconds. Scaring Burns. Fire spells reduce fire resistance of the targets by 20% for 5 seconds. These perks are fairly straightforward. Let's move on. Next you have Static Field. Shock spells that would leave their target above 85% health deal enough additional damage to make up the difference. I'm not understanding what this does. Would leave their target above 85% health. Okay, let's test with and without the perk to see what this perk does. We don't have the perk right now, and we have the Lightning Bolt spell that does 18 points of shock damage to health and magicka. 18 and 9 to magicka, right? Bone Man. Okay, this guy's health is 74, okay? Now, Bone Man's health is 55. Okay, after casting 1 lightning bolt, it is 55. Okay. Now, Mr. Bone Man's health is 37, okay? Bone Man 19, okay? Okay. Alright. So now Mr. Herd has the Static Field perk, okay? So now let's face the same Bone Man. Alright, Mr. Bone Man's health is 74. Now we'll cast a lightning bolt on this guy. Let's see, huh? Bone Man 55, just like before. 37. So no major change, right? Do you notice a change? 19. I'm not understanding this perk. What does it do? Right? That would leave their target above 85% health, deal additional damage to make up the difference. What is this? Like, what difference? Okay. So we have a Blood Dragon. Okay, Blood Dragon has 1200 hit points. Okay. So 1 lightning bolt deals... Ooh. See that? This lightning bolt is supposed to deal 18 damage, but look at that. It's almost done 200 damage.
I do not fear you.
Okay, now... Okay, this time it did 18 damage. So a lightning bolt does 18 damage and you have 1000 hit points. So that will be 55 lightning bolts to get rid of this guy, right? Yeah, 989. You have to keep casting lightning bolts 55 times to get rid of this guy. Wow. What does that perk do? Shock spells that would leave their targets above 85% health deal enough additional damage to make up the difference. What? If you guys have a better understanding, please educate me in the comments. Alright, next we have Arc Burn. Shock spells hitting targets that are not fire resistant cause a plasma that deals 5 points of unresistible fire damage per second for 4 seconds. Alright, let's use our lightning bolt spell, okay? And apparently this should cause fire damage. Interesting. Huh, is it burning? Yeah, you see the damage happening over time? Oh yeah. That's good, that's good. How about you? Oh my god. You see his health going down? Yeah. Stop it, you. Yeah. Health is going down for 5 seconds, right? It adds a bit of extra lingering damage when you're casting shock spells. I guess it's interesting. Next we have Conflagration. Fire spells ignite the ground underneath their targets for 30 seconds. The burning ground deals 8 points of damage per second for 3 seconds on contact. Very cool. Okay, so we should see some sort of lingering damage when we cast fire spells. So let's cast the fire bolt spell. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, see she's burning. And she got some lingering damage as well. See? Health is going down. Right. Fairly straightforward. An arrow to the head. Oh my god. Then we have Crystallize. Frost spells freeze the blood of their targets, halting stamina regeneration for 5 seconds. If the targets are not resistant to frost spells will also reduce armor by 125 points for 5 seconds. So this guy's armor rating is 58. Okay. Okay. Now his armor rating has gone down. Okay, so that's working. That's good. Stamina is regenerating now. And now it stops regenerating. See that?
Time to finish this.
That's pretty cool. Now it starts regenerating, okay?
Let's go.
Yeah, it stops regenerating.
That's your best, huh?
So it stops regenerating for 3 seconds. And now it starts regenerating. Yeah. The Sea of Ghosts area is so alien. Wow, spectacular. This is one of my favorite regions in Skyrim. What about you guys? Next we have Flash Fire. Fire spells have 15% chance to ignite the target for 2 seconds. The next instance of fire damage that hits an ignited target detonates, dealing 100% more damage and causes a living target to flee the flames for 4 seconds. So the spell detonates and the living target flees for 4 seconds. Let's test.
I'm here.
In that session, I did not observe detonation, nor did the enemy flee. Not sure what I'm missing. Let me know if you guys observed the fleeing enemy. Next, we have Magnetize. Shock spells have 15% chance to lift the target in the air for 2 seconds, preventing movement. Now I want to know what lift the target into the air means. Let's see. Okay, I did notice lifting in the air in one of my following tests. It's a cool effect. Shatter. Frost spells that hit a frost-resistant target fragment and explode in a 15-foot area, reducing frost resistance for 25% for 10 seconds. This effect stacks. So So the spell explodes and reduces the target's frost resistance. Fairly straightforward. Let's move on. Next, Robe of the Magi. If wearing robes and no light or heavy armor, destruction spells are 30% more effective. This one is a simple stat increase for pure mages not wearing armor. Next, we have Iced Earth. Dual casting frost spells freezes the earth under your feet. The frozen ground deals 40 points of damage per second to health and stamina for 4 seconds on contact. Frost spells and effects are 50% more powerful against affected targets. So freezes the earth under the player's feet, so it's like a mini rune that deals damage to enemies. Let's test. Let's use the Frostbite spell and dual cast. Ah, we see the mini rune. Very cool. So you have mini runes every time you dual cast. Nice idea. So these mini runes disappear after a while. That is very cool. Next we have Nova Charge. Dual casting 6 shock spells in combat triggers a shock nova that deals 150 points of shock damage to nearby enemies and staggers them. This can only occur once per battle. A shock nova, what a term. So once per combat session, let's test.
You never should have come.
I kept spamming dual cast shock spells but did not find any shock nova. Let me know if you guys could test this one. Next we have Pyromancer Ascension. Dual casting 6 fire spells in combat unleashes your power for 20 seconds. Fire spells and effects are 50% more powerful and cost half magicka, and you leave burning ground in your wake that deals 30 damage per second. This can only occur once per battle. Okay, this is similar to the mini frost rune. Instead of mini runes, our character will leave burning ground in their wake. Haha, fun. Let's check. Oh yeah, look at the ground burning. Herd is leaving a fire trail.
Over here. You're dead.
The next 3 perks are similar, and we test them in one shot. Electroconvulsions. Shock spells incapacitate living targets below 25% health if they are not shock resistant. Hypothermia. Frost spells paralyze living targets below 25% health if they are not frost resistant. So shock spells incapacitate while frost spells paralyze enemies if their health is less than 25%. Scorched Earth. Fire spells burn corpses to cinders, creating a pyre that burns for 30 seconds. The burning ground deals 50 points of damage per second for 5 seconds on contact. So let's test how this pyre looks, shall we? Okay, so this is the pyre. Haha. Wow, so for 30 seconds you have this pyre. Alright. Oh!
Someone would be ashamed of you.
Well, the pyre is here. If enemies step in, they will take damage, right? Alright. Phew. So shock spells incapacitate enemies if their health is less than 25%, right? So let's use the usual lightning bolt. Okay.
What was that?
Just finish that!
Okay.
Ready for that?
Now, tell me. Hang on. Now, both of these guys' health is less than 25%, right? Now, why are they not incapacitated?
Bruno's never back down!
Maybe they are shock resistant? Okay, his health is less than 25%. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Anyway, if you guys could observe this incapacitation, let me know in the comments below. So for frost spells, we will use Ice Spike, you know, the standard vanilla spell. Oh no.
Call yourself a Nord?
Yeah. Okay, you drank a potion. Good, good, good.
Never back down!
He's going on drinking potions.
Up now, hard.
Yeah, so, see, his health has gone down to less than 25% and we don't see the paralysis effect, right? It's not working. It's not working. Yeah, I couldn't observe paralysis nor incapacitation. The next 4 perks are basic stat boosts, so we will just go over them and move on. War of the Elements. You deal 40% more attack damage to targets that are taking damage from the burning ground created by the other perks. So the mini runes of flame trails created by the player will now deal more damage. Nice. A basic stat boost. Then we have World in Flames. The burning ground created by the other perks deals 25% more damage. Conditionally, other fire spells and effects are 25% more powerful against targets affected by burning ground. I'm not sure why we have this perk when War of the Elements did the same. Let me know your thoughts. Next we have Exhaust. Frost spell and effects drain 50% more stamina. And then you have Show Them All. Shock spells and effects drain 50% more magicka. Fairly straightforward, okay? Next we have Elemental Specialization. You may choose one element, fire, frost or shock. Spells and effects of that element are 15% more powerful, while spells and effects of the other 2 elements are 50% weaker. Okay, so now you get to specialize. I was talking about specialization earlier on how a destruction mage character should always specialize and take perks only in the fire branch or the frost or the shock branches. You would never have to take all of these perks in one playthrough, you know, focus on one branch for efficient character specialization. But I do wish we were able to take this perk earlier, say at level 30. You guys tell me, should we be able to specialize at lower levels? Does that make sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What a beautiful sight. So we have arrived at level 90 perks, okay? Next we have Outburst. When you fall below 25 points of health, fiery energy within you explodes and ignites nearby enemies, dealing 30 points of fire damage per second for 4 seconds and applying fire spell perks. This effect has a 180 second cooldown. Wow, so it ignites nearby enemies and so this behaves like a cloak spell, right? Let's check. Alright, below 75 health, right? Currently our character has 135 health. So, okay. We will cast a shield. And get ready for a fight. Okay. Okay.
Go!
Oh, what a demolition. Wow.
I think you're bleeding.
Oh, what an explosion. Insane explosion. Yeah, pretty useful, right? A passive explosion every time you are in danger. Wow. What a cool idea. Enai is a genius. Wow, what a view. Finally, we have level 100 perks. Absolute Power. Aiming a sparks, lightning bolt, chain lightning, Thunderbolt or Lightning Storm spell directly at a target will magnetically levitate them in front of you for 6 seconds, reducing magic resistance by 25%. This effect has a 45-second cooldown. This is similar to Magnetized, where there was a 15-second chance to raise the enemy, but here a shock spell will always levitate enemies. That is very cool. Let's test. Oh no, we missed. Oh! That's crazy. Okay, so now we have a 45-second cooldown, right? Okay.
I'll have your head. Call yourself a Nord?
Now you are flying. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Have mercy on you.
Next we have Cataclysm. Fire spells that hit target affected by burning ground explode for 20% of their current health, blasting them into the air and reducing magic resistance by 25% for 6 seconds. This effect has a 45-second cooldown. So as they encounter burning ground, they explode and it blasts them into the air. That's crazy. Let's check.
I'll put you in the ground. Come on.
So we have the burning ground here and here.
Never should have come here.
Yeah, he's affected by the burning ground. Okay, so if they're affected by the burning ground
Test me.
and then you cast a fireball on them and then they explode. Difficult to test. Let's see.
You got?
There you go. There you go.
No, that's better. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Now he's affected. See that? Okay, now we get it. Essentially, they have to get affected by the trailing fire and then you blast them, you know? There you go. Pretty cool effect. Seems like a gimmick to me, but I guess kind of useful. Alright, the final perk. Finally, we have Glacial Prison. Frost spells immobilize targets in a block of ice for 6 seconds, reducing magic resistance by 25%. This effect has a 120-second cooldown, but killing a victim affected by Glacial Prison immediately ends the cooldown. Nice. Let's test this, shall we? I always felt Skyrim could have had frost spells that would actually freeze enemies, you know? But we never got such spells.
Today is a good day to die.
Now he's enclosed in ice. That's amazing. And he falls down as well.
Never should have come here.
He becomes pacified for some reason.
Magic is for the weak.
Yeah.
The weak.
That's the end of the destruction perks. We've got everything.
Yes, let us go.
Ordinator's destruction tree makes magic combat feel truly godlike. From precise single target sniping to total area annihilation, it supports pure mages, spell blades, and hybrid builds that dominate with raw elemental fury. I don't have any major suggestions for Enai, as none of the perks made me feel bad for taking them. But if you use Ordinator, what's your favorite destruction perk or elemental build in Ordinator? Fire, Frost, Shock, or all three? Do share your thoughts, feedback, and ideas in the comments. Thank you for watching. May the Divine's Guardian keep you.